Hi, everybody. Today I just want to talk about another sober benefit, which is better sleep. And I think we can all agree there's nothing better than a good sleep at night. Personally, when I was binge drinking, I would get the worst sleep in the world. I'd be tossing and turning all night. And then for days and days afterwards, I would be doing the same. And to wake up every morning just feeling like absolute crap, there's just nothing worse. Crap sleep means no energy, and nobody really wants that. I think, as we all know, the disruption to the sleep cycles, there's nothing worse than it. And I think with that as well, it brings a lot of anxiety. I used to go to bed at night, especially after a bingy weekend, and I'd go to bed on the Sunday night. I've overslept, of course. My body probably doesn't even know what's going on because I've been eating crap. I've been drinking too much alcohol, and you just lie there knowing that you're going to have the worst sleep in the world. You know you've got work the next day, then you know Monday night's going to have another terrible sleep, and you'll probably wake up sweating. And what happened is you just don't get proper REM sleep. You're just anesthetized for 8 hours. Granted, on the Friday, Saturday night, when you're absolutely drunk out your face, you'll probably go to bed at 2 in the morning and wake up the next day and think, oh, I had actually had a good sleep. But you didn't. Your body didn't really recover. Your body during the night is probably thinking, like, what's going on? That's going into full on recovery mode. And again, week in, week out, month in, month out, you're doing that every year, year on year, and it just can't be good for your body. What a sober sleep does, it just gets you into that proper REM sleep. I mean, there's nothing better than going to bed at night now that I'm completely sober, alcohol free, after kind of starting to try and moderate after 5 years off. Biggest mistake ever I made. But now I'm alcohol free again. And just that better deep sleep during the night, there's nothing better. And I'll tell you something, when you go to bed at night and you've had a really, really productive day, a productive week, there's just absolutely no anxiety there. You know you're not gonna wake up during the night 500 times, tossing and turning, sweating, maybe going to do a pee three, four, 5 times, and that dreaded feeling when your alarm's going off and you're in your final snooze and you know you need to get out your bed. There's just absolutely nothing worse. And there will be no, hopefully for many, no 3 a.m. wake up calls, 4 a.m. wake up calls when you wake up and you're actually wide awake. For me, I would oversleep at the weekend. So when I go to bed, for example, say on a Sunday and I need to work on the Monday, I've just completely overslept. My body would be knackered because I've just abused it for the whole weekend. But then my mind's just probably full of anxiety as well. I know how rubbish I'm going to feel in the morning, and I'm just lying there, and you might manage to nod off at about midnight, or you might have even decided to have an early night because you're just beyond shattered, and you wake up at that 2, 3, 4 in the morning. The world's quiet, it's dark outside, it's cold, all you've got is you in your mind. And I don't want to sound too dramatic here, but there's nothing worse than waking up in the morning. It's a Monday. You're thinking about how much money you spent. Maybe you fell out with somebody. Maybe you've annoyed somebody. Maybe you blacked out and you can't even really remember. Did I do something? Who did I text? Just all these crap things going through your mind. And like I say, there's nothing worse than the 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m. wake up. And since I went alcohol free and when I was my 5 years alcohol free, I never get that. If I do wake up in the morning and at 3 in the morning, it might just be to go to the toilet once, but I go back to bed. I'm no anxiety. I'm not panicking about anything because I'm on top of everything. And it'll be the same with you. And then I just go to bed and I fall asleep and I'll wake up. Like say, I don't even set my alarm anymore. I'll just wake up maybe half four, half five, half six, feeling absolutely amazing. And with that better sleep becomes comes the energy. So you can imagine before you just been feeling absolute crap most of the time, groggy, no energy. But you can imagine after you've had a week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks of sleep, just how much energy you have. And with that energy, you can go to the gym, you can just take on the world, you'll be on top of your work, you can spend more time with your kids, your house will always be clean, or your flat, your car will always be clean, you have money in the bank as well, so that you don't have that, you just feel like you're rich because, every month instead of spending hundreds of pounds or dollars a week on alcohol and going out and kebabs and Ubers and taxis, all that's in the bank. And like say that energy that you get is just incredible. And personally, I remember after about a week, the sleeping got 90% better. And then I remember after about a month, I was thinking, I'm sleeping so well. And then I think when it hits about 2 months, 3 months, you're just thinking, I can't believe how well I'm sleeping. You're sometimes not even waking up during the night. You're having a really deep, vivid dream. You're not having the nightmares and all these terrible dreams you had before, and you'd wake up in the sweats because your mind's going a million miles an hour. All that just disappears. And I just think with the poor sleep, it definitely adds to the anxiety that you get. I mean, a better sleep, I say equals better energy, and then you're just more productive. You're on top of everything, and that amplified anxiety that you get, or anxiety, if you want to call it that, or the fear, as we call it in Scotland, it's just not there. And I'm not a doctor, I don't claim to be, but I'm pretty sure the fact that you're actually sleeping 6, 7, 8, 9 hours and maybe not even getting up during that time, it just allows your body to recover. It allows your body to rest, to feel better, to recharge, and it's just an absolute game changer. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I say, who wouldn't want better sleep? It's just an absolute game changer. I'm releasing daily videos, daily posts, daily shorts. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. And I'll see you next time. Take care.